Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here to revisit another phone that I reviewed this past summer when it came out, and that's TCL 10 Pro. Now you may recognize this phone and you may not, because this one is actually a different color than the original one that I got. I have the gray one, but this one is the crazy, really cool green color. And I wanted to talk about it because I think this is one of the best looking phones of 2020. You see it's got the quad camera array on the back, lines up really nice. One cool nifty feature about the TCL phone, it's got the LED flashes on both sides. It kind of looks like headlights, whatever you use them. But this phone was really surprising. I got an opportunity to see it when I was at CES back in January of last year, which is funny saying last year now. Now we're in 2021. And I think they did a lot of things right with this phone, especially incorporating the Next Vision display, their AMOLED panel on here, HDR10 compliant. It looks fantastic. 4,500 milliamp battery. This phone did a lot of things right, especially for their first go at their own TCL branded phone. So I do want to dive in and take a closer look at this and talk about kind of some of the things I think about it now that it's farther along in its life cycle. But before we get into that, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take a look at the TCL 10 Pro. So I mentioned this a second ago, I still have my gray one, but I was also able to get the green one. And again, these phones are really sleek looking. I did not expect it at all. TCL's been around the block for a while and they make phones underneath other brands. You may remember the Alcatel brand, or you may remember the BlackBerry mobile devices. Those were made by TCL. So they've been making phones for quite a while, but they decided to branch out in 2020 and brand them under the TCL name, which it makes sense. There's been a really big surge in their popularity and their name, brand, and recognition because they make really good TVs. Most of the times when you say TCL, people think TV. They don't think smartphone. And yeah, they came out swinging with this device. It's got a 64 megapixel primary shooter, a 16 megapixel ultra wide, and then it's got a 5 megapixel macro lens. And I was really impressed earlier this year with the macro lens camera on here, because a lot of the time when you get a macro lens camera, especially on a budget or mid-tier phone, a lot of times they're only 2 megapixels and those are but the 5 megapixel actually takes really good photos. So I was happy with that. It's even got a 2 megapixel depth sensor, so you can take your nice portrait shots. It's not artificial, it's not using software enhancements to try and do it. So that, and then it's got a 24 megapixel front-facing selfie camera. So they loaded this phone out really well, and it's very complimentary. Now, the things you're going to find missing in this phone, it doesn't have wireless charging. It doesn't have an IP rating on it. So those are two things that people might ding it for. Again, there's not a whole lot of phones in the $300-400 price point that offer that. Some of them do, some of them don't. And I do wish that it had stereo speakers. It only has one speaker, but it's a very good speaker, so I'll give them that. It also has a headphone jack. And on top of that, you've got the smart button on the left-hand side so that you can hit that and you can program that for different things. Most notably, I like to set mine up for the Google Assistant. So they did some good things when it came to this phone, especially the incorporation of this panel. And this phone, I think the biggest problem with it is it kind of suffers from other phones that came out later than it that have better hardware in some areas, and also the prices can be competitive. So when this phone came out, $449 MSRP. I thought that was a really good deal when it first came out. And then like the Pixel 4a came out at $349, and it's like that camera alone at that price point is very compelling, and it's got the Snapdragon 730. This one has the 675. Now it's not a 660 series, 665, none of that. The 675 is very capable. You can play PUBG on here, you can play Call of Duty Mobile, you can do most things on here. So it's very capable, and it has a 4,500 milliamp battery. At $449, there are a lot of other phones out there that I could say might be a better value just because they came along later in the year. But this one still is on sale for 25% off, and it knocks the price down to $336. At $336, I think that this is still a very good phone if somebody's interested in picking one up. What do you get with it? You get Android 10, you get 6 gigabytes of RAM, you get 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which I think is pretty good for this size point on the phone and the price. Also, you get the camera setup, and then you get the really good display. It's got a beautiful curved edge display on here. It's running TCL's UI on here, so it's very, very lightly skinned. It's very complementary. It incorporates things like the Next Vision display, so you can adjust the color profile and things like that to make it look nice and vibrant and reactive, and you can put it in different modes, so that works out well too. I think they did a really good job with putting this out there with their first go around, and I'm hoping to see more from them in the future, but I really wanted to come back and look at it again because this is probably one of the best looking phones that I've seen in all of last year, and it's one of the best looking, if not the best looking color. I have a really hard time because I love the Mystic Gray that Samsung did. This one's probably a close second, but this green color that they put on here just looks fantastic. It's got this nice kind of gradient green color on here. It changes a little bit, that tiger eye effect. It looks really, really nice. It's super sleek. It feels premium. It's weighted well. It's got good haptic feedback for typing. And yeah, the HDR10 is really nice, especially if you're watching like Netflix stuff on there as well. This is good for some moderate gaming. It's really good for content consumption, and it takes surprisingly good pictures, and it does 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 60 frames per second. You're not really missing out on anything, and yeah, I think this is a solid option for somebody if you want something that has a little bit of flair. It looks really unique. It stands out. Like this phone, especially if you can grab it in the green color, is really impressive, and it comes with their TCL case on here as well. It comes in the box, so that's also complimentary, and it keeps your phone protected. The display is really nice. It's got a nice, really smooth curved edge that goes around, and it makes it ergonomic. It makes it really, really easy to hold. It's got a 6.47 inch display, so very, very respectable in the display department as well. And the UI is super smooth. Some of the other features of this phone, it has facial unlocking technology using the selfie camera, so you can unlock it that way. It also has an under the screen fingerprint sensor. Ta-da! The optical fingerprint sensor. We'll go ahead and unlock this. So you can see there, it doesn't take too long at all. It's got a super slim profile, the smart key over here, like I mentioned earlier, which is programmable for multiple different functions, or a short press or a long press or a double press, which is kind of neat. When it comes to phones in the $300 and $400 price range, it's really not this level of detail. It's not this good of an AMOLED panel. This one really takes the cake, and I think that that's one of the reasons that they wanted to enter into the smartphone market in the first place. They're very well known for their TVs bringing great budget, performance, and value all in the same package, and now they've done that with the phones as well. It looks sharp, it's crisp, it's got 1080p plus resolution, so you're covered there. And yeah, the whole package is just very complimentary. Very well thought out, very well put together, very well made. And I think that, yes, it was a very good price at $449 when it first came out earlier this year. But if you can pick one up for 25% off and get it for around the $330 price point, I think that it's still a winner. I've covered a lot of phones this year around the $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 price point. And at $330, if you can find one on sale, this one competes very well. It's very well built out. And when you look at the Pixel 4a, yes, that's a good phone, but only a 5.8 inch display. It's also got a smaller battery, and it only has one camera. It's a great camera, but it only has one. This one, quad camera array. So 64 megapixel camera, 16 megapixel wide angle, and then you get the 5 megapixel macro, which is actually very, very capable, and the depth sensor. So you're not going to find a whole lot at this price point that covers and checks as many boxes and bases as this one does. The only other downside to this is the software and security updates. It does not get them as regularly as like Google with their monthly ones, or even OnePlus. They're very, very aggressive with that. This one has a security patch from October the 5th. I would hope that we'll see another one soon, and they have a 2-year commitment on the software update. So this one should get Android 11 and Android 12 before everything is said and done. But overall, I think they did a really good job with the phone, especially for their first stab at things, their first swing at making their own phone brand, making it under the TCL name. They really surprised me, especially when I saw this back in January. I was there for the presentation. I got to see some hands-on well before these ever came out, and it was really, really impressive. I think that they were ahead of the power curve whenever it came to the mid-tier phones this year. But Snapdragon 675, very capable, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. I think that it has good power. I think that it has good performance for the value, and it's not made cheaply. It's got good haptic feedback for whenever you're typing. It's got plenty of nice features in it, and it feels super premium. They definitely put their money in the important places to make this phone stand out at the price point. And again, around the $330 price point, I still think that this is a very competitive phone, and it has that nice curb appeal. It's got that sexy look about it where it looks really, really nice and unique. I mean, the gray one even looks good too. So putting these both side by side, they're both winners. This one really, really has a sweet spot with me. I love the Mystic Gray in the Z Flip that I have. Samsung, I love that Mystic Gray. But this one right here, this green color, absolutely stunning. It really, really stands out. There have been some other phones this year that came out with green colors, and they just weren't in the same ballpark as this one. This one is one that I could carry around on a day-to-day basis and show off and be like, wow, this really looks good and it stands out, especially because you've got the included case that came with it, and then it's got the little display greatness motto on there as well. So overall, solid phone. Got everything you could ask for in it, especially at the price point. And if you get it on sale, that's even better. So yeah, that's all I've got on my recap and looking back at the TCL 10 Pro again. I think that it's a solid phone. I think they did a good job. Looking forward to see what things come from TCL in the future, because if this was what they did with 2020, I think that maybe 2021 could be exciting too. But right now, this is what we have, and I think this is a pretty respectable phone. So that's what I've got on my look back at the TCL 10 Pro again. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.